Oh my gosh. Welcome back to Kaiserreich. We're playing as the Socialist Republic of Italy. We have enough political power to get another guy. Which other guy will we get? I don't know. Probably. We can get more volunteers, but I kind of don't know how I feel about that. We could get Gramsci. He'll give us more political power and more stability. That seems pretty useful, to be honest. Do we have anything else that's like good? In the long term, that's good. Well, actually, in the long term, if we're not going Mussolini, then party popularity, I guess. Nah, I don't know how useful that would be. Let's just do Gramsci, man. Now is the time of monsters. Let's go. I love a good monster. Oh boy, we are in it to win it. Or I'm staying on 4-speed because I have a bunch of these frickin' battles going on. Queen Wa will attack you. I don't know if that's true. Ma Click declared war in Tibet. Stop the presses! Oh boy! Tibet! Alright. Give me more production efficiency again. It's 1937. Do you know where your production lines are? There you go. Indochina. Everything's fine in Indochina. Left KMT. Yikers! Yikes! How are things going in here? Ooh! Hey! Hoo! Okay. Point of no return. Love a good... Yeah, alright, well. It's over. It's over. Desertion's common, collapsing morale. Insurgency in the NRA. It is over. We are withdrawing our volunteers. Good work, KMT. You tried. But you failed. What are the wars going on right now that we care about? Really just what's going on in Spain. I may end up swapping out my infantry for other guys. Okay. Socialists assume full control in Norway. After winning the election, unfortunately King Hakon VII to abdicate, the Socialist Party of Norway today has ratified a new constitution which fully turns the country into a syndicalist state, just like France and Britain before them. With another piece of the chessboard joining the syndicalist cause, the balance of power in Europe shifted again in the great game of chess between the revolution and the old order. But we have yet to see how Norway itself will affect the overall state of affairs. Norway finally broke its chains, so they haven't joined the Third International, but they almost certainly will. So right now we're looking at boop, 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 boop as Third International. And this is the Reichspakt, and this is the Adriabund. Moscow Accord. So far, not so good, but, you know. The century is young. There we go. Welcome to the team. How important is Norway? Not at all. This region almost never matters in terms of anything. Like, Scandinavia, I have not really seen matter in any game. Ah, Min got insurgency. You got Min got. Okay, do we care about this war? Is this a situation where I don't care if you win, I just need Bulgaria to lose? Do we care if Bulgaria wins or loses? I don't think I care that much. Our manpower is pretty valuable. Fourth Balkan War, the country that was reborn in the Balkans after the Welsh Creek, Greater Bulgaria, the tide of the peninsula, uniting all Balkan lands and beyond. This kingdom for all Bulgarians born the bloodshed and war, though defeating Serbia, Greece, and Romania in the Welsh Creek, a move that these nations are still bitter about today. This tension led to the formation of the Belgrade Pact. This alliance of Balkan states has now declared war on the Tsardom, throwing the region into conflict yet again. Will Ferdinand I save his nation from this overwhelming force, or will his nation be divided once more? What's with the Balkans in war all the time? Give me that delicious world tension. Om nom nom. Are we gonna have enough? We don't have enough army yet. Yeah, okay. I have been neglecting this. Conscription law? Rather stupidly. Alright. The boys are back in town. Actually, do I want to, like... Yeah, probably do. We're gonna, like, not do that. We're gonna recall volunteers. And then, we're gonna send in the, mountaineers. Eyes and ears. I do not like 5. Lancer tank! I do not like 5 speed. Insufficient energy. Huh, okay. I'll get some French coal. Sure. And then maybe some, French steel. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I cancel that and then get French steel. Boy, all of our economy is being focused on guns. That's interesting. Seems like a problem. Are there any give us free gun? Oh, let's go, bicycle battalions! I think we've learned, we found the solution to all of our problems. Bring on the bicycles! We're doing that. Let's go. Actually, no, never mind. We need Tyranny City of Steel. Since 1884, Tyranny has been a major hub of metallurgy and related industries for civilian, but especially military purposes. Expand and modernize. Most important strategic industrial base. Yeah, I could use some, like, iron, and also maybe we want, like, economy. That would be smart. Yeah. Our brain is large. R.I.P. Bozos. Mingon Insurgency got owned. Good job, guys. You tried. And then it failed. It's the losers. The League of Southeast Provinces. We hate these guys, but whatever. Literally don't care. They're also Southern Zealy aligned. I think that... Ooh! That's nice. I like that. You know what else I like? Logistics. Belgian Cynical Republic. Hey, hey, hey. If we can win in Spain, then we can have a nice little combination, a little horns of the buffalo going on. Okay. What? Where is this? This is new. Oh, did they upgrade? Did they change Lithuania? Apparently. Oh, okay. Apparently, the king is gonna get shot no matter what. Neat. That's cool. Vitios, the second shot. Plachevicius seizes power. While heading to swear in the new government, Vitatus II and his police escort were ambushed by LAF paramilitaries. The assassination has caused chaos and confusion in Vilnius. With the king dead before the government could be sworn in, General and Weltkrieg veteran Podivas Plachevicius has taken control of Lithuania. Emboldened by the successful assassination, the LAF has commenced an all-out insurgency against the government. Plachevicius has promised to crush the rebellion and restore a monarch to the throne, disinterested in democracy. It's likely the general will rule with an iron fist in support of his confidants, the plight of reactionary generals. Reactionary generals. I'm generally disinterested in that. Comedy. They call him Bobo, the comedy king. Because of my incredible jokes. Alright. Not the Kumu Condate. No, not them. Alright, we're gonna wait. We're gonna... Again, we're gonna civilian economy. No, I mean, we're gonna go to limited conscription. Benito Mussolini, aka the Blue Meanie. I don't know. Probably want the one that gives less armor but makes them cheaper. Yeah, we're never gonna have that big of a navy, are we? It's just never gonna happen. Anyways. Just never gonna happen. Oh, right, I can send volunteers now. There we go. Okay. It's this again. Okay. In a direct attack on the government of the Socialist Republic, trade union leadership claimed a number of strikes against the leadership of President Mussolini, supposed violations of the Constitution and black shirt actions in general. The position of the presidency isn't threatened. It's clear the facade of unity must be restored. The Mussolini himself seems to have a different opinion. Can't we simply ignore them? The March on Dublin. Elections were held in the Irish Republic. The island nation, which won its independence from the British Empire in the wake of the Weltkrieg, was said to have achieved economic growth and security by entering Middle Europa, but has found itself thrown into turmoil in the past year by Black Monday. As a result, the run-up election was the most antagonistic the Irish have had yet. Yimon de Valera was elected president at the head of a coalition government. However, the coalition's terms, agreeing to leave the controversial Ulster privileges alone, were leaked to public outrage. Consequently, the Irish government has overthrown by a mass march on Dublin by the far-right military known as the National Guard, with tacit support from the Irish military and police. To think, Ireland once seemed at the tip of history's spear. Oh boy. Airplanes? Let's get range improvements. High agility fighters. Love a good high agility fighter. They're highly agile. Alright. Give me something good to eat. Duca. Let's Duca it out with the enemy. Who we do want to Duca it out with? Probably the Carlists, because they're like guaranteed to align with the guys who are going to fight us. Hold on, stand by. Go to Zaragoza. Nope, we're waiting. Waiting. We want that, Alright, we have the City of Steel. I prefer to not steal, if I can help it, but, you know. Let's see. Is there anything really special that we want? Reform the I-Cup. I mean, the ICAP. We probably want to motorize. Ooh, no, we definitely want Stabilimento di Mirafiori. The Fiat Leganotto establishment, heart of automobile production in the Socialist Republic, has proven time and time again to no longer be enough to provide for the Socialist Republic. The government has seized the opportunity to start the building of a new, more expansive conflict in the Mirafiori neighborhood of Torino, from which the war machines of our republic shall emerge. Boop. I love war machines when I am waging the war against the machine. Let us fight some guys. I love to fight some guys. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Let's actually go. Is this mountains, hills? That's mountains. Standoff in America. A tense standoff has erupted in the United States as the elected President Huey Long fled the city of Baton Rouge after being forcibly removed from his position by General Douglas MacArthur. From Baton Rouge, Long supporters have declared MacArthur's government illegitimate, as have the northern supporters of the syndicalist John Reed based in Chicago, and the Constitutionalist revolt under the leadership of the deposed Vice President Quentin Roosevelt. All have been given the deadline by General MacArthur of 30 days to either stand down or face arrest and execution. Considering all sides are rapidly raising forces, the idea that America seems headed to a second civil war seems almost certain. I see. UP. No. Can I back here? No, not really. More divisiones. I love a good division. We need a cannon. Probably want recon at some point. Reki is ready. Alright. I don't like red, but yeah, this is what I suspect. I suspect that this one militia division will not be sufficient to deal with us. Give me 500 weekly manpower. Give me 500 weekly manpower. Or give me 500 strongly manpower. Either or. Either is acceptable. Button? That button is radio propaganda. We're going to wait for that. What? Oh, right. There's been something different about the atmosphere of Turin these past few days, and one need only ask a passerby why that is. Despite it still being a week before the date of the opening ceremony, athletes from the entire socialist world have been arriving steadily, their numbers increasing by the day. The local populace is positively ecstatic to be part of this international event, and are happily intermingling with the travelers from abroad that our city now hosts. Truly an event for the ages. All right. Sports. 10th Congress of the International. Our British comrades confirmed their readiness to host the 10th International Congress in London. It's time for the Social Republic of Italy to confirm its participation. We shall attend. Snore. Snorri Sturluson. We're just gonna hang, I guess. We're gonna chill. I would love to jump up and down on top of the Italian state. That would be nice. The 1937 Workers' Olympiad. Today, the 1937 International Workers' Olympiad has been opened in Turin. The ceremony was attended by dignitaries and athletes from the entire socialist world. After a parade through the host city, a mass gymnastics event followed that, ended up drawing a crowd of tens of thousands of people. Over the next few days, athletes both local and from abroad will participate in countless events such as athletics, cycling, and football. Organized by the Socialist Workers' Sport International, the IWO is conceived as the antithesis of the bourgeois Olympic Games, where theirs are a showcase of elitist competition. Our games are based on mass participation and friendship between the peoples. That difference in conception has sure shown its effect in the attendance numbers. What a glorious day for the working man. Love a good Spartacade. Pronto, signore. More conscription crisis in Quebec. French-speaking Canadians have long opposed conscription, viewing the idea of fighting wars on behalf of the British as offensive. With the outbreak of the American Civil War, however, the conscription debate has been reignited. The response across the French-speaking province of Quebec has been swift. French Canadians have taken to the streets in massive, crippling protests. It's a reenactment of the conscription crisis of 1917, though this time it seems French Canadians have lost their patience. Again and again, we're called upon to shed French blood on behalf of English wars. Quebec Premier Maurice Duplessis told an angry crowd in Quebec City, "We say no, and they tell us we must. Quebec will never be free of English tyranny as long as it is the lapdog to English politicians. More troubles in Canada, it seems." Oh, Canada. Peru, Bolivian Confederation. Yeah, this is one of the this is a pretty stupid thing. Anyways, Peru, Bolivian Confederation restored. It appears an old idea has been reborn in South America. The original confederation between Peru and Bolivia, viewed by many regional enemies as a potential threat, was torn asunder by victorious Chile in the Battle of Yungay in 1839. It is 1937. 98 years later. Still, this new confederation could, unlike its predecessor, prove to be able to sustain itself in these unstable times in South America and the wider world. Observers, both overseas and domestic, have noted, however, there are a number of key issues that must be worked out between La Paz and Lima before this new polity can be called a truly united nation. The dream of Santa Cruz is fulfilled once more. I will be honest, I feel like if you want to make that plausible, it can't just be a thing that happens. There needs to be something that, like, provokes it. Be it, like, an attack by one of the members on the other member. or an attack by an external enemy that forces some form of unity. We should get better light tanks. That seems like a good idea. And we're going to wait to get more manpower, along with firepower. The Second American Civil War. To those not in the know, it might seem like the crisis in the United States came out of nowhere, but experts agree with this. It was a civil war, years in the making. Since the collapse of the New York Stock Exchange in 1925, the economy of the United States has been sluggish and mired in deep recession. Now the United States has collapsed into all-out civil war between the supporters of the federal government, the Workers' Congress of America, the right wing, the American People's Government, and the remnants democratic rule and the American Constitutional Coalition. Volunteers are pouring in from around the world to support one faction or another, with some characterizing the bitter ideological conflict as simply part of a wider global clash of ideals. The destiny of America is at stake. And now we are reaping the consequence of not having enough guys in our army. We are pretty close to training the amount of guys that we need. But, yeah, this was an error on my part, because I would probably want to be attacking sooner rather than later. Can I support these guys that would require having guns? And I don't have no guns. I don't got no guns, Johnny. How many guns do I not have? You know. I should still send volunteers, though. That would be smart.
Commandi.
Like, you. Oh, Mr. Reed. I've got a need to make the enemies bleed. I love how these guys are all just shades of blue. That's so stupid. Like, look at this. Light blue, medium blue, dark blue. Okay, cool. You couldn't make one of them white? I get why these guys are red. And then you're right, at least one of them should be blue. And the American People's Government, at the very least, has the excuse of being, like, dark blue, like very clearly a distinct color. You could make the American Constitutional Coalition blue. The United States Military Administration, maybe make them white or something. I don't know. A color that isn't a very similar blue. 1937 championship between Bologna and Torino. The 1936-1937 Series A finale for the Italian Football League. The championship has reached the last round. Torino playing against Bologna. The Bulls against the Greyhounds. Bologna is the clear favorite to win, as they are the current reigning champions. However, the Torino team this year is playing strong. Who shall win the championship this year? Who shall win, indeed? We're all asking the right questions here. More production. Let's see. I would love to begin Risorgimento, but I don't have enough manpower divisions in the field, because I'm dumb. Let's motorize the Bersaglieri. The internal combustion engine has unlocked troop speeds hitherto unimaginable. Sadly, not enough are available in the Socialist Republic of Italy. Only our best troops can be outfitted as of now. This is why we have bicycles. That will give us more troops in the field, by the way. Homeward bound. The Workers' Olympiad has ended a week ago, and it shall be deemed, and has been deemed a great success. For a brief moment, Turin was a place where the many peoples of our movement were able to exchange dreams, hopes, and ideals. But all things must come to an end. Even the last stragglers started to hop on the trains and buses leaving town, carrying with them homewards memories and stories to tell their families and comrades. Too bad it ended. Bologna wins the 1937 championship game. It was a close match, but Bologna won with a score of 2-1, remaining as the reigning champions of the Italian League. Naturally, the city of Bologna is celebrating this victory. The Greyhounds reign the champions. And with this, I can say, congratulations, you gave me... Oh, I need 150. Oh. I was hoping it would only be 100, but I forgot. I forgore. Alright, who do we want to try to crush first? Probably want to crush the United States Military Administration. They're the ones most likely.
Avanzate!
to like side with the guys we don't like. Or just we're just hanging out in Indochina. What on earth is going on? Founding of the Cinecittà. Benito Mussolini unveiled the opening of Cinecittà today outside the city of Florence. Cinecittà was planned by numerous architects to be less of a film studio and more of a small cinema city. Mussolini himself was quoted as saying during the opening of the studio, "Cinema is the most powerful weapon against capitalism." Many aspiring filmmakers are already speaking with the unions of the area to see about producing films there, while some are already calling it Hollywood on the Arno. Cinema is the most powerful weapon against capitalism. I'm not sure that's true. I think it might be guns. But inauguration of the 10th Congress of the Third International with all the delegates in London. The 10th Congress of the International began with a speech by Comrade Eric Blair in his so-called Sword and Shield speech. He emphasized the need for the International to double its efforts towards forging the Damocles, a weapon capable of destroying reactionaries around the world once and for all. Bravo, Comrade Blair. Yeah, this is why we're living here. Probably fight. 10th International Congress, the 9th Congress of the Third International held in Paris dealt with spreading ideology overseas, supporting socialist movements, and strengthening ties between existing socialist nations. Thanks to the gathering's success, the 10th International Congress has been called to be held in London. Representatives from around the world were greeted by a British artillery salute, a Scottish bagpipe chorus, and overall warm reception. As Europe rolls closer and closer to war, military and economic cooperation between the socialists is expected to be the primary topic of discussion, as France and Britain once again call the shots on the international policy. Interesting. You guys should be up here.
Ordini. Pronto all'azione.
Can I transition to beep beep? I can. I will transition to beep beep.
Pronto.
How much guy do we have out? We're close. I'm using my brain right now. Sorry. Day 3, Hemingway's speech. With the American question settled, Ernest Hemingway, the Workers' Congress of America, delegate to the Congress, took the stage. He thanked all of those who supported the American cause, called the socialist world to constantly battle the reactionaries. The speech was received with great applause, especially by the French delegation. A great speech. Hey, good speech. Hey, nice speech. Good work with your speech. We're so close to being able to do the thing I want to do. Hawaii has joined the Entente. No, the balance of power is shifting. Boys have arrived in Illinois. Who shall we put in charge? This guy. Okay, where are we going?
Pronto all'azione.
You should probably still be a combined arms expert. Nice aggression, geniuses. Though, I think, frankly, I am probably going to move east.
Comandi.
I can probably make good work up in Albany.
Pronto all'azione.
Chilling out here where Gentleman Johnny met his match. Which is to say, I guess, how. His match was how. Not reinforcing him. Good work there, guys. Really. Real winners you are. Alright, with that, I'm going to see you in the next episode. The war continues. I would love to attack the Italian state. Like, crush them, defeat them, destroy them, utterly annihilate them. But, we may have to wait a little bit for that. Whoopsie doopsie. My bad. See you then. Bye-bye.